Hey fight fans, welcome back to Boxing Legends TV. Today we'll be taking a look at 10 of the most shocking scandals in boxing history. Just a quick disclaimer that not everyone on this list has been proven a cheater, but we'll leave that up to you guys to be the judges based on the research and visual evidence.
No one's as pissed off as me, believe me! Not one person is as pissed as me!
Coming in at number 10, we have the first encounter between Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston. Rarely do people comment upon this shocking event from 1964 that saw Muhammad Ali capture his first world title. Normally, we only hear the controversial possible dive from Sonny Liston in their rematch a year later. Take a look as we saw Ali fighting blind after Liston's team put some unknown ointment on his gloves.
Liston is beginning to question what's going on here. Nobody told me this guy was this fast.
Sonny wobbles, has him hurt.
Now Clay realizes, faster than this guy. Liston's corner decides to put ointment on his gloves and his shoulder. It is possible with the intention of getting it in Clay's eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know exactly what happened. They're yelling from Cassius Clay's corner. Something got in his right eye.
Put the water in his eyes. I'm wiping him clean.
That's Angelo Dundee that he was arguing with, Joe. Angelo now is telling him off a little bit while he gets him ready.
Dundee says, "This is for the championship, kid. You are going out there."
He's blinking and he's bouncing away continually.
Liston is trying to knock him out. He's trying to get to a blind Cassius Clay, and he can't do it. And Liston, by that round, is already exhausted.
And Clay pulled the greatest escape act since Houdini. He survived that fifth round, and then in round 6, his vision cleared, and Liston found himself on the defensive.
The champion has slowed down a bit.
His face was just knots all up and down and cut. One eye was nearly closed. I mean, he was the picture of defeat.
At number 9, we have the alleged mixed drink cheat performed by Aaron Pryor in his first bout against Alexis Arguello in 1982. Keep a special eye on the trainer, Panama Lewis, who passes Pryor the drink. Lewis will feature on this list again.
They were throwing bombs from the get-go and never stopped.
Arguello with a right hand that scores on Pryor, whose legs buckle for a moment.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if someone gets knocked down the first round.
Pryor put the pressure on him. I mean, you'd thought it was a one-round bout instead of a 15-round bout.
Well, there weren't too many who expected this fight to go the distance, and at this pace, there is simply no way that it can. Arguello is letting Pryor fight his fight. And another right hand, and Arguello back to the ropes again. That hurt Arguello. Arguello holds on here as Pryor forces the attack.
After the second round, Pryor's trainer, Panama Lewis, instructed him to drink from a specific bottle.
Give me a drink now that I mix. One that I mix.
A move that would later raise suspicion.
Whatever it was mixing, that bottle gave Pryor more energy.
Pryor again rushing off the stool at Alexis Arguello.
Pryor, who had made short work of most of his opponents, set a frantic pace early in the fight.
I don't think I've ever seen Arguello have to fight so hard, so persistently in the first few rounds of a fight.
Arguello struggled to counter Pryor's relentless attack.
That's what Alexis meant to him.
Pryor a left jab and a combination again. And Arguello's in trouble. Arguello in big trouble against the ropes. Pryor going for the kill, trying to put him away. Arguello trying to cover up. A smashing right hand. Arguello's helpless against the ropes. Arguello's hands at his side. It's over. Aaron Pryor has retained his junior welterweight championship. Arguello slips to the canvas.
As Aaron Pryor celebrated his greatest victory, a controversy brewed. The newly formed Miami Boxing Commission had neglected to collect urine samples after the bout.
The local commission is in charge of the test, and so the local commission really blew it.
The absence of a post-fight drug test focused national attention on a transaction occurring in Pryor's corner shortly before the final round.
Give me that bottle. The one I mixed.
Trainer Panama Lewis, as he had also done after the second round, requested a specific bottle, one that he mixed. Boxing rules permit only the usage of water in the corner.
We saw the tape where Panama was furious and asking for the other bottle, not the one that I mixed. I don't think you mix water with water.
Media had already, made me the villain.
I don't doubt that there was some sort of stimulant in that bottle. I really don't, in retrospect.
Someone had said it was schnapps was in it.
It was used to control diarrhea.
At number 8, we have the Canadian boxer named by the newspapers as Mysterious Billy Smith. Standing 5'8.5", Smith was a talented, two-fisted battler with quick hands who entered the ring ready to wage war. He often displayed a blatant disregard for the rules, resorting to a variety of foul tactics included, but not limited to, elbows, headbutts, knees, and sometimes even biting. Smith was notorious for having a very roughhouse fighting style in the ring and was disqualified 13 times, more than any other boxer in history. His tactics earned him the label the dirtiest fighter who ever lived. At number 7, we have possibly the worst stoppage in boxing history in the 1990 super lightweight unification bout between Julio Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor. Taylor was way ahead on 2 judges' scorecards after outboxing the 68-0 undefeated Chavez over 12 rounds. With just 2 seconds to go on the clock, referee Richard Steele decided that Taylor was unable to continue following the late knockdown scored by Chavez.
If he gets up, he probably wins the fight. I can't believe it!
Unbelievable! Richard Steele stopped the fight with fewer than 5 seconds to go. You're going to watch Lou Duva go crazy now. You're going to watch Lou Duva go absolutely berserk. This is one of the most unusual calls by a referee in the whole history of the sport.
We felt it unfair to separate number 6, so we decided to put them in the same slot, as both Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Roy Jones Jr. suffered disgraceful robberies during their Olympic efforts in 1988 and 1996. Jones was making easy work of his opponents throughout the Seoul Olympics in 1988 and even won the Val Barker Trophy as the best boxer of the Games. But when he faced the Korean Park Si-hoon in the final, he was completely robbed of his hard-earned gold medal by blatantly corrupt judges.
That caught the head guard, not the face. Oh, and he's going to give him a standing count. Just listen to the boos now. I knew that would happen. While the Korean's trying to make up his mind, as if, will you stand still while I hit you? Jones is saying, no, I'll do plenty of that. The speed of punch. Well winning it. Beautiful stuff, this. And he looks like he's going to be one to watch when he punches for pay, as he most certainly will, I would think. And what a showcase this is for him around the world. The signs down here among this jury, there's 1 or 2 smiling people, and the hands have gone up. I think they've given this to the Korean. Hold your seats, fellas. I may have to vote for the back door if I'm misreading that. And they're sort of pushing security people on. I don't believe this. I hope not. I hope we've misunderstood it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is
3-2. He's won it, the Korean. Oh, I don't believe that. That has got to be the worst decision I have ever seen in pro or amateur. Unbelievable. Well, as I say, often somebody would say to me, what's the worst verdict you've ever seen? And now I can truthfully say, I've just seen it.
Judge Haddad Larbi of Morocco actually scored the bout 4-1 in Jones's favor. After the bout, he said, "The American won easily. So easily, in fact, that I was positive my 4 fellow judges would score the fight for the American by a wide margin. So I voted for the Korean to make the score only 4-1 for the American and not embarrass the host nation." Regardless of Larbi's thoughts, there was strong evidence of potential bribes given by Korean officials to the judges, which resulted in the shocking final decision against Jones. Mayweather suffered a similar robbery in the 1996 Atlanta Games that even saw one Olympic official quit his job, as he said he couldn't possibly be a part of a team that robs people of their chance to win a gold medal.
How unfortunate. That should have never happened. May 2nd, he should have a gold medal hanging in his corner, but he didn't get her, did he? Someone took that from him, and that's why I resigned.
Coming in at number 5, we have a fight that we remember and symbolize Jack Dempsey for as he brutalized the heavyweight champion Jess Willard in 1919.
Champion is hit with a paralyzing left hook to the jaw and sent to the canvas for the first time in his professional career.
Dempsey sent Willard down an amazing 7 times in the opening 3 minutes. He reportedly knocked out several of the champion's teeth, cracked his ribs, slashed his face to ribbons, and shattered his jaw and nose. Later accounts of some involved in the fight, including Willard and promoter Tex Rickard, proposed that Dempsey had loaded his gloves with either plaster of Paris or steel. Those allegations have never been proven, though Dempsey never dealt out such a savage beating again. There are more interesting insights to this story, and if you'd like to learn more, we have left some links in the video description. Taking the number 4 slot, we have the most shocking dive ever seen in the ring between Danny Green and Paul Briggs.
With a friendship on hold, Paul Briggs, 3.5 years in boxing retirement in the red and white trunks. He is going to come out headhunting. And Briggs is down for a body shot early. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over. The Hurricane is gone.
A glancing blow off the top of his head.
Did he hit him?
I don't know.
I don't even think he hit him.
No, I don't think it even hit him.
Danny, obviously your preparation and everything for the last 6 or 7 weeks, it all came to a head. Take us what your actual thoughts were of that first 30 seconds of the fight.
All right, just chill out. No one's as pissed off as me. Believe me. Not one person is as pissed as me. And that's criminal what he just did. And I don't blame each and every one of you guys in here for being filthy. So as a smarter person, I'll raise above that canine's level and I will apologise to you for his behalf. And I promise you, every person in here I'll make it up to the next fight here. And I give you my word, I promise you.
The Western Australian Combat Sports Commission later fined Briggs $75,000 and cancelled his registration as a boxer in Western Australia. They also passed evidence to the police that the Sword Boys criminal gang had bet $100,000 on a first-round knockout. Paul Briggs, of course, disputed the findings of the commission. At number 3, we have the man who might be the face of cheating when it comes to boxing, Antonio Margarito. Controversy erupted before the fight between Shane Mosley and Antonio Margarito back in 2009, when trainer Nazim Richardson observed that Margarito had a pasty white substance in his hand wraps. One doctor described this material as plaster hidden in the wrapped hands of Margarito, leading to accusations that he may have been trying to cheat.
So then the commissioner felt that he said that feels pretty hard. The commissioner flipped it open and a block fell out of it.
The California Department of Justice Laboratory later confirmed the substance to be similar in nature to plaster of Paris, which, when moist, could become hard and be used as a vicious weapon.
You know, what do you think of us? Stupid? You know, like, oh, coach, put my hand rough in my hands. I'm gonna close my eyes. Oh, like that, right? It's common sense.
In November 2009, it emerged that red stains on the hand wraps Margarito used in the Cotto fight were similar to the stains on the inserts seized before the Mosley fight. This has raised suspicions that Margarito's gloves were loaded for that fight, and possibly others as well.
Que los tienen, eso no tenía el vendaje. Entonces, mira los vendajes en vivo. El mismo vendaje que te quitaron. Tenía el mismo rojo ahí. Sí, bueno, ¿estás hablando de lo rojo o de lo supuestamente que lo rojo es de los guantes? Entonces, ¿qué te preocupa? O sea, ¿qué te preocupa? Yo no te hablé de los rojos. Yo te hablé de los rotos que tiene el vendaje.
At number 2, we saw the most low blows ever landed in a fight between Abner Mares and Joseph Igbeko. But the worst part about it was the disgraceful actions of the referee, Russell Mora, as he penalized the victim, Igbeko, and didn't even bat an eyelid to all the blatant low blows landed by Abner Mares.
He's landed a lot of clean body shots as well, but a lot of them below the border. Oh, again! Oh, my goodness! Down! Oh my goodness. Well, we got to look at it again, but it sure looked low from where we were sitting.
That was a low blow, and this referee has failed in this fight, totally. You know, it's very tough to beat a fighter in a fight, and you have to beat the referee as well.
Now there is the fire from the
this referee has stolen a good fight from us because he's not doing the job that he's paid to do.
That's the best point of the night, Antonio. He's not only, oh my goodness, how could you not see that? He hit him right in the cup. He's right there! This is the most disgraceful performance by a referee I have seen in the last 15 years.
Before we take a look at number 1, here are some, in this case, dishonorable mentions. At number 1, we have rising Irish fighter Billy Collins, pitted against a fighter he was expected to walk over in the form of Luis Resto.
Going on, and in the end, Billy would win. It seemed to me he would always win. It was the right fight at the right time against the right opponent. He was expected to win. He should have won.
Collins blocked into a big right hand, and another right by Resto.
When I watched that fight, I didn't think a crime was happening.
I just thought he ran into a tough guy with a tough punch, and he took the punch, but man, this guy can hit because of the damage it was doing to Billy's face.
He's in bad shape now, though, Ray. It has been a brawl.
This wasn't a boxing match. This was a 30-minute assault.
And the final minute of the fight. Resto continues to wail away. There's the bell. End of the fight. And Luis Resto.
I don't think Billy Collins Sr. even thought that there might have been something wrong until the very end of the fight. When Resto went over to congratulate him, then he grabbed onto the gloves and held on, and he started screaming for the inspectors, "These gloves! These gloves!" All I remember is this chaos in the ring. There was something wrong with the gloves.
The damage was so severe, Collins tragically never fought again and died in an automobile accident a short while later. Luis and Resto, meanwhile, were jailed for their part in the disgrace. Such, in fact, is the dishonor around Luis that decades later, upon hearing he had taken part in an opponent's training camp, Amir Khan threatened to have him forcibly removed if he came anywhere near the arena they were fighting in. Thanks for watching, fight fans. We hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please remember to leave a thumbs up as it really helps us grow as a channel. Until next time, this is Boxing Legends TV signing off.